Hello, everybody. We're going to be getting started here in just a few minutes. So let me know that all the sound and stuff is working by typing your name into the chat roll. Make sure everybody's here and we've all got our stuff lined up. I want to check in on homework first. So remember, I gave y'all some things to do yesterday, so I want to check in on those in just a second. So, hey, Mimi, excellent, and Teresa, and Lisa, and Sue, good, very good. Glad everything is working there. So we are going to be first reviewing really briefly what we talked about yesterday. There's the dog in the corner of the screen there. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we went over yesterday, just a quick refresher. So let me pull that up on my iPad here and take a look at just in general, real fast, at what we went over. So yesterday we talked about, let me get the screen share going here. Hey, Clarice, it's good to see you. So yesterday we talked about the importance of the customer journey and that you can grow your audience organically using the customer journey roadmap that we talked about. We're going to go over that again in just a second. But that what you want to do with your ads is to amplify what you do organically, not simply rely on ads totally to drive traffic to any sales that you have. We talked about setting up the Facebook page and the Facebook pixel. And then we dove into one of my favorite tools, the insights, both the page insights and the audience insights, and how you can use those to find your perfect target audience and then create custom audiences from the audience insights. And we talked about the second method of creating custom audiences from visitors to your web page, from people who've interacted with a video, and to people who've interacted with your Instagram account, among some other types of custom audiences as well. So we're going to use some of those in setting up ads. Now, you don't necessarily have to set up ads today, but I want you to see how the system is laid out to enhance the customer journey in order to amplify what's already happening, what's already going on. So we're going to create a funnel or a path using posts and ads that is mimics what I use when I'm driving traffic to my audiences. So I'm going to show y'all my secret sauce on Facebook ads. Does anybody have any questions from yesterday? If you do, and you want to speak them, just remember you can raise your hand, click the raise hand button, and I can unmute you, and you can ask your question live, or you can simply type it into the chat roll. Either one will work. Anybody have any questions from yesterday? Because I threw a lot at you all at once. Any questions at all from yesterday? Kim said, I had trouble getting to my business account to do my homework. Are you talking about your business manager, Kim, or to your business Facebook page? Because those are two different things. Your business Facebook page, the way to get, do you know how to get to it? Let me pull up mine, share the screen there. So when you go to your home page, your profile, yeah, I did throw a whole lot at y'all yesterday. That was a lot of stuff. So to get to your business page, there are several different ways to go there. Facebook will put it over here on the desktop in your shortcuts. So do you see right here where it's Mary Gilkerson? That's my page. my main page. You can also get there from up at the top. Up at the top here, sorry y'all, got lots of little windows that just suddenly popped open. Up at the top here, go all the way across to where the little down arrow is, and you'll see your pages. Click on that, and you'll be able to go to your page. That's all you have to do to get to your page. So everybody go to your page now. Then we make sure everybody's got there. I want you to be able to get to your page in another tab. So, and yes, Teresa, I still have 42 tabs open. So go to your page, and let me make sure everybody was able to get there. So just go to your profile first. Kim's saying, I went to my page, but it seemed to keep pulling up my personal data. You mean your personal profile? I'm not sure what you mean, Kim, by it's pulling up your personal data. You mean it's pulling up your personal profile, or it's got personal information on there, or it's showing your personal timeline? So which one is it? From your Kim Bullen account, not your Facebook business account. What's the name of your Facebook business account, Kim? Is it the Tribe of JoJo? Let me look here and see. Oh, Josephine's World of Art. Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah, so what you want to do is, I think you may be hitting the wrong link. Oops, it's going not to everybody. Hit the link so that you go to the page, and that should get you in there. So what we're going to be talking about is that customer journey. And Jacqueline, you had trouble getting a custom audience going. When you say you couldn't do it, you weren't allowed to do it, or it wasn't easy to do. Let me know which one it is. It's definitely not always easy, but you should be allowed to do it. It shouldn't block you on that. So I don't think she's trying to find a business ad account, Teresa. I think she was trying to find her page. So Lisa, what didn't work for you? Y'all got to get real specific about what issue you're having with it. So you set up the audience, but it wouldn't save. When you go to custom, let me go back to my page. Let's go over custom audiences again really quickly here. It wouldn't let you save the audience. Create page. Jacqueline, you have to create the page first before you do the custom audiences. So yeah, when you're going to custom audiences, let me go back to my page here. And it could have been a temporary glitch, but I'm not sure if y'all are not able to press the button. Oh yeah, now if your audience is too small, it'll tell you that you can't, it's too small. Usually you can still go ahead and save it. But yeah, it likes an audience of 200 or more. So that could be an issue. Which audience were you trying to create, Lisa? Was it an audience from visitors to your website, or an audience of Instagram, people have interacted on Instagram, or was it people who've interacted with a video? So yeah, if it's too small, it has a hard time with that. So if you're going to create an audience from audience insights, go to this one. I think I had it set up already. So if you're going to audience insights to do it, and you're looking on Facebook, remember we talked about doing it from an interest. So one interest could be like the Garden and Gun magazine interest that I talked about yesterday. Another could be an art magazine. It could be, for example, artsy. And when I do that, I can also change the age. And then what you want to do, you don't click create new. That may be where you're running into the problem, Jacqueline, is don't click create new. You want to click save. So this is audience insights. Remember, there are two places you can create custom audiences. One is in audience insights, and the other is in audiences. So here we're in audience insights, and I've specified an interest, the artsy website. And to save it as a custom audience, I click save. Don't click create new, click save. And then give it a name. And then hit save. So that may be where you were having trouble, Jacqueline, is you don't want to create new, you want to click save. Now, the other place that you can create them is in audiences. And remember here, you do it by going to create audience, custom audience, and then I'm going to say in people who interact in any way with my Instagram account. And I'm going to name it and hit create audience. Okay, audience insights. Jacqueline's asking about how to get to audience insights. So in either case, what you're going to do, what y'all would do, is go to your profile and go to explore and go down to where it says ads manager, then click ads manager, and that will get you to the ads manager where the audience insights is. Once you're in ads manager, you have to do that from ads manager. Once you're in ads manager, then you click the hamburger in the upper left hand corner and go down to all tools. I don't know why they don't have everything underneath here, but they don't. So all tools, and go to audience insights. That's how you get there. So the two places are in audience insights or over here in audiences. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody so far? I really do want to make sure everybody understands that before we go too much further. So Lisa, were you trying to do it from audiences? I think that may be where the issue was. So if an audience is really small, like this one, you don't get the audience link on your insights page. It's not on your insights page. Okay, Lisa, I think where you're going is from your page, and you're going to insights on your page. That's different. Okay, you can't create audiences there. There's no audience link there at all. So remember that insights and audience insights are two different things. Insights is the page insights. And so what you're going to have to do is go to, instead of doing audience, and don't go to insights right there. Instead, go to your business or your ads manager. Click the hamburger and go over to audience insights. It's not on your insights page. Then the save button doesn't click. Are you talking about the save button in the ad center? I would have to look at your page to be able to tell what's happening there, because when you create an audience from audience insights, the only button you have to click to make it save is this one right here. That's the save button up here. So make sure you're doing it on a desktop. I think it's really, really difficult to do on an iPad or an iPhone or something like that on a tablet. You're on a laptop, good. But the save button is right here. So if that audience is really, really small, it might not let you save it. So let me try an interest that's really different that I know is small. So it's not even going to come up. Usually if it's a really small audience, it won't come up even. Yeah, if it's too small, it's probably not going to let you save it. So you can see the size of it up here. Look up there and tell me how many people it is. How many people is in your audience? So if it's T90, it's not going to save it because it'll just be too T90. So I'm trying to think of how I can make mine super T90. You can't find that page. It's in the Ads Manager. So go to Ads Manager. Once you're in Ads Manager, click the hamburger. Go down to All Tools. No, not Ad Center, Ads Manager. Those are two different things. I know Facebook gets really confusing. They name things really similarly, but the Ad Center is not your Ads Manager. So I want everybody to find their ad manager if you've already got one set up. And to do that, everybody stop clicking, follow along exactly as I lead you there, okay? Go to your profile, your home profile, your personal profile, not your page. I want you to go to your profile. Once you're on your profile, I want you to click Explore, go to Explore over here and click See More. Scroll down and you'll see Ads Manager. The Ads Manager is a different thing than the Ads Center. I hate that they even have Ads Center on there because it confuses people. That's not your Ads Manager. Then click your Ads Manager. When you click that, it will take you into your Ads Manager. And this is my old one, okay? Good deal, excellent. So you need to get to that Ads Manager. Easiest way is through your personal profile. Yeah, I think that may be where a bunch of people went wrong. And I agree, it's really confusing. I just closed my page. I didn't mean to do that. Go back there because I'm going to need that page. Definitely don't want to see news. Come on, thing. Facebook. Cooperate. There we go. Okay. So it's in Ads Manager. Hit the hamburger, All Tools, Audience Insights. Okay. So let's look again real briefly here at that customer journey that we were talking about yesterday, because that is the most crucial thing for everybody to get. So let me get back to that page. So remember that on the customer journey, that they go from awareness, when they have no clue who you are and you're making them aware of who you are, to, and that's called a cold audience, to engagement, where you begin to interact with them and you have conversations with them, and that's a warm audience, to conversion, which is a warm to hot audience, and that's where you get them on your email list or sign up for a webinar or to come watch a video that they have to register for. Something where they exchange their email address for some kind of really good content. Then the last stage is close, where you make an offer of something for sale. So you're going from awareness, where it's really cold, they don't know who you are, to you're building up a relationship with them, so that when you get to the stage of you're making an offer, it's a very natural thing, something that feels very natural, because you're making an offer, an invitation, not a big pitch fest. So that journey, remember, can happen organically, all on its own, through the posts that you make. When you make and create content around those 4 topics. So as you create the content for your social media posts, either Facebook or Instagram, make sure that it falls into one of these categories, and be very methodical about how you create your content. So I've been pushing everybody to make posts on social media and to get that social media account going. It's important to get it going, but then you need to be very intentional and very methodical about how you post, so that your posts fall into one of those categories. And remember, yesterday we talked about Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook metaphor, where he talks about give, 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 then ask. And if you translate that into a calendar, you can actually go through this whole process in about a week. I think that's a little too rushed. I've done it before, but you can actually do it. But what you do is you have 3 posts that are around awareness. Then in your 4th post, you ask them to do something, a small call to action that moves into engagement. And you give them stuff. You give them content, whether it's just your writing or a link to an interesting essay you wrote on your website, or a link to how to hang your paintings that's on your website, a link to how to frame paintings that's on your website. So then you have those engagement posts. And again, I would do 3 of those. Ask, give, 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 then ask. And on that 4th one in the engagement series, invite them to join your email list. That's the ask at the engagement stage. Then you're moving into that conversion stage. And do not ever go immediately, at least not until you get really sophisticated with your copywriting. Don't go immediately from getting somebody signed up onto your email list to asking them to buy art. So again, give, 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 then ask. So another 3 give, give, give posts, then make an offer. So technically that's more than a week. That's more like 10 days, but you can compress it a little bit, but I would string it out a little bit more instead. Okay? So it all has to do with timing and in moving people along that path towards the offer. not making the offer right at the initial stages. Remember, that was one of the main errors I see people making with Facebook ads, is that they lead with their offer in their ad, and people have never heard of them before. And why would they buy when they've never heard of you before? So make sure you're keeping that customer journey at top of mind. So Teresa says, no rush on this question, but I can't find an option to create an audience of everyone who's liked my page or engaged with my page. Just an option of anyone who visited my page. How many days do you recommend for all these audiences we're creating? Teresa, are you talking about your business page or a web page? So when you create an audience of everybody who's liked your page, Facebook actually will advertise, give you that option. You don't have to create an audience of everybody who's liked your page. So Facebook will automatically give you an option when you're advertising to advertise to everyone who's liked your page. So there's no need to necessarily create an audience of that. Now, you can create an audience of everyone who's engaged with the page. And people can engage with a page without necessarily having liked the page. So you should have that option, and we'll look at that in just a few minutes. How many days? It depends on what the interaction is. You know, if somebody hasn't visited your website in 6 months, the chances of them remembering what they saw on your website 6 months ago is pretty slim. So for most of those audiences, I would keep them fairly short. So I think for website, 30 days is probably good. You might stretch it to 90 days. If it's interaction on your Facebook page, again, I think the best, most warm audience that you create that way is going to be the one who's done it more recently, like within the last 30 days. So if it's a video, same deal. Now, if you are willing to stretch it out and you don't have any other ads running and you need to get that many people in because you need 180 days in order to get the number high enough to create a lookalike audience, that's where it doesn't matter how long. So yeah, the only reason to have the number of days extend out beyond that 30 to 60 day range is to create a lookalike audience. So if people checked out a specific page, like a sales page on my website, I might want to, if it's something that's been up for sale for a while, I might want to create a custom audience of everybody who's visited that page in the last year. Not because I'm going to advertise to them, but because I'm then going to create a lookalike audience of those people, so that Facebook will create an audience that looks just like and has those characteristics for me to advertise to. Good. I'm glad that makes sense. So I haven't really gone over lookalike audiences yet, but we're going to go over those as we get to awareness. So one of the first things that we want to do as we get ready to start those ad sequences is that we want to find posts or make posts that fit into these 4 categories. So that funnel, we call a sequence of ads, a sequence of posts like that, a funnel. And like the old metaphor of, I didn't mean to close that. I meant to get another page. Let me get another one open here. So if you think of a funnel as being literally like a cooking funnel, and it's got a really wide top and a really narrow bottom. The people that come into the top of your funnel are the cold audiences. They're the people who haven't heard of you before. The people who are about fourth of the way up, they're beginning to engage. That's your engaged audience. They're a little warmer. Then you have your converted audience, your conversion. They're a whole lot warmer. But there are also fewer of them. As you get further down that funnel, there are going to be fewer people. And then at the very bottom down here, you have, let me get the arrows there. At the very bottom, you have the hot audience who are closed. They have bought. And that's going to be even fewer people. So we want to have a post for every stage that's going to help move people along. So we'll need 4 posts that we're going to turn into ads. And the content of those posts need to lead people along that way. And I like to think of those as being breadcrumbs. So, you know, the story of Hansel and Gretel going into the forest and then laying out the breadcrumbs to find their way back. So it's not going to be a forest with a witch at the end, but we're going to leave breadcrumbs to pull our audience along, to draw them in. So you don't want to push from behind and berate them and get them along the way. You want to invite them in, and then give the final invitation is the offer. So to invite them in, you need a post that is just going to be making people aware of who you are. It could be an introductory post. It can be painting, just a post of a painting, for example, with a description of it. But it's not asking them to do anything. It's giving them content. It's starting that dialogue or conversation. For that second post, so that first one is just pure content. For the second one, we're going to make a small ask. You're going to ask them a question. You're going to get them to engage and get them to respond. You might have a video for the first one, and you might have a link to a blog post for the second one. I use that a lot. So it could be an artwork, and you could have the link that takes them to the page that has the beautifully written description of the artwork, or a beautifully written description of your process. But that mini conversion is them taking the action of clicking on the link. It could be simply that they are invited to make a comment. So in the third one, you invite them to subscribe. And for some reason, my pen's not working. Let me see if I can make it work again. Technical issues. Here we go. Get them to join your email list. In the fourth one, you're going to make the offer. Make an offer and send them to a sales page. So that is the sequence of the posts. So for examples today, I am going to pull in, we're going to look at some posts that I made when I was marketing a collection of paintings earlier in the summer. So I did it, marketed them on Instagram and on Facebook. So when we look at posts, we can, remember, we find those on the page. I'm on my page right now. Or no, I'm in my feed. It's not going all the way up. Oh, I'm on my personal profile. That's why. Mary's having a brain fart. There we go. So on my, it's still doing it. Oh, Facebook. Facebook has just rolled out another one of their changes. And they did it while we're in mid-game here, which is a giant big patootie. Because they have just hidden all of my stuff. I swear it was here just a second ago. And now it has totally disappeared. I hate it when Facebook does that. Facebook. Dadgummit. See if I can figure out where they have stuck my stuff now. This is not easy to see. Why they have all of that in the feed itself. I don't know. Hang tight for a minute, y'all. This is annoying as I'll get out. I think it's a glitch, that the same glitch that you were running into, Kim. It just did the exact same thing you were describing earlier, and it is definitely a glitch in the system. So what happened, and I'm guessing this is what went wrong for you, Kim, was that when I went to my page here, now it's working again. Well, for a little while there, Facebook is being really glitchy. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to you. Try going to the down arrow and then go to your page that way, and you should be able to get in there. Yeah. Facebook is altering the desktop version of the layout, and I think that is what's causing the glitch. So it's just, you're gonna have to find a different way to get in there, and I think that's what Jacqueline probably ran into as well. So yeah, it corrected itself a minute later, but for a second there I couldn't get into it either. So I want to find those posts. So when you're getting ready to create that, you can plan the posts out ahead. I'm just going to pull some posts that I know will work. Every time they update stuff, things go wonky, totally wonky. And it is an enormous giant pita. So here we go. Now we're getting to May. So I did a launch of paintings back in May. And I kicked it off with a post that was just content. And so that was awareness. Trying to get to the exact correct one. Yep. Lisa says, do you think we need a certain number of page likes to start this sequence, or just keep doing awareness until a certain number of people like your page? No, because you can advertise to cold audiences, so it doesn't have to be people who even know who you are. And it's a way to grow your page as well. So I wouldn't be concerned about that at all. Most of these started over here on Instagram. So I'm going to go back to the very first kickoff one that I did on that. I think it was, let me get there. It was this one. Oh, and there goes my mouse again. Come on, mouse. Let me go down. Scroll down. Dadgummit. I'm going to have to get my other mouse out in a second because this is not going to let me get there. Or I have to do it on my iPad. So I posted, I think that is on my Facebook page too. What date was that? March 29th. That's right, my launch got interrupted. So let me go way back here. And here is the post. So technically this is not an awareness one. So we'll look at another one that doesn't have any asks. This one is an engagement one because I provided a link. So it was a blog post about what the Low Country is. So I'm going to open that one so that, oops, I can grab it and use that as my second ad. Let's not open it in another, oops, it's not letting me do that, what I wanted to do there. I want to open you. There we go. And here's one that's, let's see what that one is. Since that's not a painting, I don't want to pull that one in. So this would be a good one for an awareness ad. It got a lot of engagement reach. It went far, and it's got lots of color. So this one will work as ad number one. That's one possibility for ad number one. Do y'all see why I decided that that one would be a good one? It doesn't ask people to do anything. It's an awareness. And it's already gotten good engagement and good reach. So I know that the audience responds to it already. So it's had a test run. There are other ones that would work as well. So this one is another one that would make a great engagement ad. And it got about the same reach and engagement as the other one. So we can pull that one up as a possibility. You want to make sure it's something that has already resonated with people. Now, if you don't have an audience yet at all, then you want to get something that's similar to what I've posted there. And again, similar kind of reach. It's a little bit less reach, and there's a little less writing on there. It's probably, it would work as an awareness one as well. So I've got an awareness post or two or three, and I've got an engagement post pulled up already. Then let's look at one that invites people to join the email list. Now, this is a good one for engagement down the road, because it is more of an engagement thing, because it's letting people know the collection's coming. So it's not just awareness. And it probably would be a good one to target as a number 3 ad to people who are already on the email list, to get them to go to looking at the collection. Same kind of post there. Should have pulled all of these up earlier. Okay, this one is inviting people to join the email list. And I had the link in my bio. I didn't even put the link on here. Part of it is because it came from Instagram. But I put the link to my email subscription page into the bio on Facebook, so I could do the same post on both Instagram and on Facebook. So then we get to the collection release, and let's see, that's this one, Go and Shop. So do y'all see the sequence there? I'm going to go through those in just a second. Awareness, or rather engagement. Let me get these in order. Here's awareness. Here's another awareness and another awareness. So I have 3 that are just awareness, that are just around the paintings. Then I have one that sends people to a blog post. And that blog post talks about why I'm drawn to painting the Low Country and why that one is so important to me. Then we have another one that can act as an in-between filler ad, kind of an awareness in the middle. And then this one is ad number 3 that lets people know that if they join my email list, they get a VIP preview, and this one sends them to the sales page. So in thinking about Lisa's question about doing awareness until you have a certain number of likes, I think awareness is a really great way to build your page. It can also indirectly be a great way to build your email list. But I think you can run awareness ads for a month and really, really make a big impact on the number of people who are following your page. And if you spend just a couple of dollars a day on it, it's not going to cost you very much. And the return on that investment can be huge. So what I'm going to do is create an ad out of one of these. I'm going to look and see which one had the most. And I think the green one did. I'm thinking, yeah, that had 877 engage. And it reached almost 5,000, 4,500 people, 20 shares. And that one had a bunch of shares and engagement too, but a little bit lower reach. So I might try both of those. This one had a little bit less engagement. So if I start with this one, then that I'm not having to create a whole new ad. I'm not having to write any copy. It's already been done. Having this many people already having interacted with it gives it a lot of social proof. So we're going to take a short break here in just a second, and I want y'all to see if you can find 4 different posts, at least a couple that could work as awareness, and maybe a couple where you're sending people to your website or you're asking them a question. But as we come up to almost 2 o'clock, I want you to take a short break, but during that break, do a little work here. I want you to see if you can find some posts that would work in our sequence that we're creating. Don't worry if you don't have all of them yet, because you can create them in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about how you can write those posts as well. But I want you to pull up some that you've already got. So go to your Facebook page, just like I did, and you may have to beat it with a stick to get in there if it's doing to you what it did to me and Kim. And you're going to click on Page Insights and then Posts, so that you can go down here and look to see which ones are just regular posts and don't have links. When you look at the type here, if it has a link, it's going to have the little link icon there. So that's the way to find those. So let me share the other, back to the iPad here for just a second, and remind everybody we're going to have a short break here. I'm going to give you 5 minutes this time, because I want you to at least find one post that you can use as an awareness ad.